Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, strap yourselves in. It's time for your Tilton Talk Show.
We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham City, down at St Andrews, we are all supporters of our team. We chanted Super Blues, ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Let's see you in the cup, singing our song, helping and sharing the load. It's worth the pointed roll when we sing together. We're there at the end of the road. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We have a team that's tops here at St Andrews. They're gonna give us what we're longing for. It's Birmingham forever, let's hear it from the stand. So come on City, sing this song once more. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We are the lads from the Tilton.
Oh, good evening, everybody. Oh, Nick, you're here. Good evening, Nick. Thank you for joining us.
Technical issues my end. I'm awfully sorry about that, guys, but I've literally joined about 30 seconds ago.
Nick, you're making lots of rattling noises, mate.
That'll be me zip. I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Welcome to the Tilton Talk Show, ladies and gents, girls and boys. After a 3-week sabbatical, the team are back. We're live, and here we go for the next 1.5 hours. Wow. What a 3 weeks it's been. We've lost Her Majesty the Queen. We drew against one of the finest teams in the division over the weekend, and I mean that, one of the finest teams in the division. So try not to knock it, try to build on it, and try to, gather momentum. This show, the Tilton Talk Show, of course, sponsored by Borough Sports and our good friends at Image Cleaning, and we have with us in the team tonight, the one and only, Mr. Alan, Chairman of the Board, Watton.
Good evening, everybody.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay. It looks, I don't know what's behind your head, but it looks like you're going to have a Bobby Charlton comb over going on there.
No, that's the shadow in the back end. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. Greetings and welcome.
It's an old telly.
Oh, right, okay. All righty. Greetings and welcome. Welcome back, Mr. Paul Hipkiss.
Good evening, all.
That was very Dixon and Doc Green. You wouldn't remember that, would you, Dixon and Doc Green?
I've heard of it, but I couldn't really tell you much.
Just Google it later. One and only Mark Adams, all the way from Coventry.
Hello, everyone. You okay?
What, you expect people to answer you?
Don't advertise the Coventry bit. People will switch off.
Yeah, I know.
And, of course, good friend Craig Courtney.
Good evening, all.
Is it grey skies behind you tonight, mate, or are you indoors?
No, indoors today. It's getting cold now, Nick. I can't.
I know, mate. I know.
Yeah,
I've just put the heating on, mate. I promise you.
Nick, you're still rattling. You're still rattling.
Right, I'll deal with it in about 10 seconds, Chris. Yeah. And the one and only Mrs. Well, sorry, Mr. Chris Browne with a beard.
Thank you very much.
Have you not? You've not trimmed it, Chris. You've not trimmed it or
I
done
have,
anything
yeah.
to it.
I've trimmed it now. Look,
You weren't going to touch it
hash,
until we went 10 games unbeaten.
I know, but it's the food. It keeps getting,
Oh, no, please don't. No. Right, Paul, carry on. I'm just going to go and deal with my zip on my jumper.
Okay, before you go, Nick, can I just let you know, it hasn't been 3 weeks. We was here 2 weeks ago when you couldn't be bothered to come on.
Was it? Very nice, isn't it?
Yeah, you forgot.
No, I didn't forget.
You did.
Didn't.
You forgot. You do know this is the most important thing ever.
Yeah.
Where were you?
I don't remember forgetting.
This is the most famous.
Look, I'm going to go and sort my shirt out. Crack on.
Right then, okay, so Paul.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Well, I want to start by congratulating you, Chris, on becoming
Thank you very much.
a grandfather for the first time in your life today.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciated. Ivy Lillian.
Ivy
Lovely
Lillian.
name. Yeah, lovely name.
Lovely.
Are you going to meet her for the first time in a bit? Are you after the show? Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, so I'll be nipping off back to the hospital pronto. So we'll probably finish the show just 5 minutes early, so I can nip off to the hospital. And
pretty good. It's a pretty good reason, anyway. I think it's a good excuse.
Yeah,
Great excuse.
Yeah.
But anyway, back onto the Blues. Yeah, really good hard fought point on Saturday. I thought we were well worth the equaliser when we got it. Great to see Troy get it as well. And great to see him in team of the week, and he more than deserved that. And his performances, I think for me, since we put Bielik and Chong in with Bakuna, it's no coincidence that results have improved, because it's better quality, like I've said before, than what we had in those positions before. And most games are won and lost in midfield. But, I think Trusty at the back for me is outstanding. I think he's got Premier League potential, I really do. And Max Colin at the back as well, the right of the back three was excellent as well. But for me, the best player on the pitch was Christian Bielik. For me personally, I just thought he was great. He really did hold everything together for us. And their goal, you've got to give credit to the finish, haven't you? It was a great finish.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. You'd like to think, if he'd done that 10 times, we'd probably block it 9 times, wouldn't we? You know what I mean? But there's only probably one place he could put that, and if he tried it 10 times, he'd only do it once. But unfortunately, I'm not there and. But now I think, we're looking a lot better now. We're looking a lot more a unit, a lot more organised. I would still like to see us go with 4 at the back and free up that extra man in midfield like a broken record again, because I think we'd be even better and we score even more goals, in my opinion. England did it the other night against Germany when we went 2-0 down, and we come back into the game and found ourselves 3-2 up, didn't we? When we did it. And I do think it's the same with Blues. If we did it and we had we introduced Hannibal to the starting 11 alongside Bakuna, with Chong behind Deeney and Hogan, with Bielik in front of the back 4, and I think Sanderson and Trusty, there's probably not many better centre half pairings than that in the league, is that? Surely.
Christian Bielik was a proper decent bit of business, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And the Derby fans up here, Paul, were saying, if he can just keep his fitness, he's going to be an amazing player for you.
And then I think the kid from West Ham as well at left wing back looked really good as well. He had a really good debut. And I think he'd slot in at left back as well, no problem if we did that. But if we're not going to do that and we're still going to get positive results, then, there's no need for me to keep going on about it. But I think that's been our problem when we haven't had positive results this season so far. And obviously against Coventry and Wigan and Rotherham, games like that, it's you just want us to improve against teams like that, don't you? Because when we're getting results against, with Watford, we beat Reading away, and we get a draw at Sheffield United. It's it really is it's what we've been like, isn't it? Really, against the better teams, we always do all right, and then you just want us to get the results against the teams that are sort of like down there around us, or have been in recent years.
Look at what Watford did to Stoke over the weekend.
Yeah.
They annihilated them.
Yeah.
We matched one of the better quality sides in this division, without a doubt.
No, we did.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I kind of, if we're going to play this formation away at Sheffield United, it's more understandable, I suppose. But when we're at home to Wigan and teams like that, you want us to create a lot more than what we have done. So hopefully we'll do that when we play against the lesser, if you like, shall I say, at home. Try and get after from the first goal.
Yeah. You're still making lots of noises, Nick. Is that you?
No.
Oh, okay.
My zip's gone. Paul keeps dropping in and out. Does anybody else experience that?
No, it's like a strange noise coming.
What?
You wanted to come in there, Mark?
Yeah, I was just going to say it's been a bonus with the, I know pre-season we talked about, we're going to have to throw the kids in, but we haven't just thrown them in. They're swimming,
Yeah.
They're absolutely, they're unexpectedly good. They're performing. Before it's like make do amend, we'll have to chuck the kids in. We've got no one else. But they're absolutely brilliant. They're giving us options as well.
Yeah.
So I think they've been a real plus point, the kids. And it's been reflected with all the international call-ups as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Eustace has done, but you can't knock him at all at the minute.
No.
For like I say, a guy with no track record whatsoever.
Yeah.
I know we had Kidderminster and number 2 at QPR, but he's doing amazing. It's an amazing job.
Definitely.
The interview from Deeney, I think summed it all up as well when he turned around and he was like, we're not going to go away and celebrate and say that everything was perfect because it wasn't.
No.
He's openly admitted on there that we are far from the better team, but that team is coming together and he's doing exactly, as he put it, what the gaffer has asked us to do. And that does seem to be the difference. There's definitely this feeling now of a team that they're not scared. They seem to be before. We are becoming that team that's actually hard to break down. We're becoming that team that if you do concede, we're not dropping our heads like we have done in the past. And actually, we do come back, and sometimes we seem to be getting stronger when we're going behind and when we're up against it a little bit. We've been missing that for years. It is great to see it. Great to see it back. And I love the fact that also Deeney himself passed reference to the youngsters by saying, don't put the pressure on them. They're still learning. But God, if they're learning, imagine what they could be like if they play a whole season. It's just who knows now, realistically, who knows what will happen before the end of the season. But I don't think we're in that relegation scrap.
No way.
We're not playoff contenders. We are mid-table if we're completely honest. But I would love us to go on a run that puts us in a position where we say, oh God, after Christmas, let's give it a go. We're safe. Let's give it a crack and see just how far we can take it. So
it's great with that bit more consistency though, and getting the wins against the teams that I'm not going to say should, but you'd like to think we could more so. We could be playoff contenders. Who would have said Luton were in it? Would have been in it last season. You know what I mean? They've got a little run together. If you can do that, you can get a bit of consistency, and you sort of open the game up to the opposition a bit more and take it to them and attack them more, create more chances if you like. Then why not? Because we have got players out there. We've got players out there to score goals.
What will happen though, Paul, is games like the one against Sheffield will breed confidence.
Yeah.
Absolutely will breed confidence. Look, mate, you can go and get a draw against probably one of the best sides in this division. Yeah?
Yeah.
Go out there and prove yourself week in, week out. Like you say, you've got nothing to be scared of.
No.
But the fans, we as fans do have to hang back a little bit on some of these youngsters, though. Like Troy said, don't give them that hard time, right? They're learning the trade. And everybody within the team, and certainly everybody out there at the moment, seems quite happy with what's going on.
The thing is, in the starting 11, there isn't really any academy players, is there, at the moment? In the starting 11, but they're doing a brilliant job coming on and seeing the game through for us. And there were starting games obviously before we signed Chong and Bielik. But now, obviously, they can take a back seat a little bit and sort of, breathe themselves in a little bit more and get up to, this sort of level, if you like, because it's a massive step up from the under-23s, isn't it? But for me, the most positive result so far this season is obviously winning at the Baggies for the first time in 17 years.
Yeah, that was a fantastic win, that was.
But battering them, I mean, that's some of the football then. We're talking about the way Sheffield United look as though they're the best team in the league. But if anybody had switched on looking at us neutral on that game, they'd have all been turning around saying, my God, what's going on there, because we were at times totally unplayable. And the difference for me, I think we said it a few weeks ago, but Deeney in a number 10 role, it seems to be his position. He's creating the chances. Never seen him win as many headers as what he did the weekend. You know, he was there getting the ball, getting the flick-ons. But he's also helping. He is definitely bringing some of the positives to the kids, helping them along. And for me, now beginning to show his worth. But
I echo everything you just said there as well, Craig, for John Ruddy as well. He's made
Oh, what a signing.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
He'd walk into any, we've had against like a broken record before, but he'd walk into any championship side, Ruddy would. He's that good.
Yeah, he's probably
I just wish he was a bit younger.
Yeah, never mind. Watch out wants to come in.
It surprised me when we signed him, but yeah, it's a masterstroke. I mean, he hardly had anything to do, but at the end, when he made that save, it got us that point, basically. You know, that's tick the box. That's the point that he's won us. And his command of his box is impressive as well. You know, they don't knock him about. He comes out and he grabs it and he holds on to it, and you know there's no flapping and punching, and that's mine. Get out.
How old is he, Alan?
He's 36, I think. 35? Right, okay. Yeah. I was listening to WM the site today, and Wolves fans certainly put down their demise to the because of Ruddy going. You know, the same, because he was such a backroom player as well. You know what I mean? Geeing people up and so forth.
That was also interesting to hear in Daly's interview. He talked about Mike Taylor. And it's not all about goalkeeping as in our goalkeeping, but actually he got the strikers together and told them what their goalkeeper was like and what he was prone to doing. And the fact that he says he doesn't come out and make himself big, he just goes for it. And that's exactly what happened for us to get the goal. So it just shows the worthiness of the backroom staff. You know, we've mentioned Eustace, but the backroom staff are also doing an amazing job at this present moment.
I thought that was fantastic. Yeah, I never thought about that as part of the goalkeeping coach's armoury. You know, but of course, who knows better than him?
Can I just say I've not for years heard a Tilton Talk Show so positive. Huh? No, I mean that, Alan. I genuinely mean it.
It's early
positivity, Nick.
Goosebumps.
It's early days, mate. It's early days.
It might be Chris, but it's so nice to have a bit of positivity for a change.
No, I agree. Totally agree.
I think with the stuff going on off the field as well, with the Richardson and Lopez thing, still going through approval with the EFL. You know, we hope obviously and pray that one day that will go through and we can have some investment from them as well, or even more investment from them, and obviously they can get and move forward with it. You know, I think the first thing they'll do once they do get the green light is sort the stands out, won't they? They'll sort the lower cop and tilt out.
Oh, please, God, please.
No negativity.
No, you're right, Alan. You're right.
No negativity.
Them blue seats look absolutely beautiful on the TV.
We could put another 20,000 seats and it wouldn't get us another point, would it? So
no, at all.
Ruddy could be worth an extra 10 points, though, couldn't he? To be fair to him, he could be worth an extra 10 points or so over 40 games.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're averaging less than a goal a game against us.
Yeah,
which is, you know, compared to the last 3 or 4 years, that's remarkable. The problem is, of course, we're still -2 in the goal difference. We're not scoring enough. When we do, I mean, the Albion game, we should have had 5, but we'll settle for 3. We could have had a couple more on Saturday, but obviously you'd have bitten the hand off for a 1-1, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you think that if not should have gone in, he could have gone in. There was one that Chong had very early on that he smashed it against one of the defenders who got his back to him. and there was one with Hogan where he again a flick on header, which seems to be these crosses, especially from what's his name, the winger, seem to be finding him, and he does everything right, but it's just not found the net with them. One of them will go in, one of the days, and I've probably said this for 5 years now. I know we beat Luton last year, but what we need to do is give somebody a good idea at home.
Yeah.
That will lift everything. We've not done that. I mean, Bristol City last year, we were playing Saturday, we beat them 3-0. And we need that would do nicely Saturday, wouldn't it?
I'll set up for 1-0.
Pardon?
I'll set up for 1-0, but yeah.
I know that. I know we take 3 points, but
I know what you mean. Yeah, we do need to smash someone. Yeah.
Can we still score in 5?
Well, we haven't smashed anybody for years, have we?
No.
The way we play, do you think we couldn't smash someone by 5 goals? Or we don't create that many chances, do we? Really, over 90 minutes,
Well, we need every shot to go in, probably.
Yeah.
To do
Yeah. I think, Paul, it's going to be one of those, isn't it? It's going to be we're going to thrash somebody 5-0, and we're going to go. We never saw that coming.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the 6-0 that
it's typical Blues, Chris. Yeah.
We
don't talk
Michael,
about 6-0.
That's where we need to play 4-4-2 to score 5. I totally agree with you.
Yeah. Definitely.
But
it's all very positive on the shout box anyway.
Chris, sorry, can I just poke in? Is Paul's microphone for you, Chris? Does it keep dropping out? Or is it all right?
Fine. No, it's
okay,
okay.
must be me then. Must be mine then. Right, sorry.
It does sound like somebody's rattling a bag of crisps.
Right, okay. Slight change of tact here at the minute, and we'll come back to you in a second, Paul. I'm going to dedicate this show tonight to a Blue Nose who's in hospital at the moment, and his lovely wife, Tracy Hemming, and amazing son, Bradley, who is a member of the group Honey, I Shot the President. Has been really, really, really poorly. He's got a massive white patch on his lung. Been speaking to Tracy over the weekend. Tony's made good progress today. Kind of dropped his oxygen levels, and he's managed to keep his not personal oxygen levels quite good. So that's a little bit of positive news. He's still got this very large white cloud on his lung. Obviously, we all want to hope and pray that it is just a pneumonia. And nothing worse, but just send all the positivity that you possibly can, right? Tony Hemming's a lovely bloke, really nice guy. And Tracy, of course, one of her own, tenor lady, and Bradley, who's been in, I think, a couple of times, hasn't he, Chris, Bradley?
Yeah, in the past, yeah.
And I don't know if they've got any more children, but that's about all I do know about them. But, Tracy came up here the other week, was dancing her head off for all night long. An amazing woman, a lovely woman. And so just keep your thoughts positive for Tony Hemmings this week. And let's hope that we can get him out of hospital and get him back with his family again. God bless you, my friend. Take good care. Now, I've been asked to read a little poem. And this poem is this.
Go on then.
It started when I was 5 years old, being there in the crowd, feeling the passion, the ground shake, my blood pumping through my veins. And from that day, I wanted to be in the crowd as we scored, for it was home. It's where I felt alive to sing until I lost my voice. So when I get asked why the Blues, it's because of the family, and a big thank you. As I've seen all the ups and downs, the lows and highs, and feeling proud. All these memories that I have will always be happy, but also sad. The joys and sorrows as we journey on, being a Blue Nose as we keep right on. So into the darkness and out of the light, through each stadium we'll stand and fight. From sunrise to sunset, our echoes will be widespread. For we come together, we come as one. We are the Blue Noses, we are Browne, we are the shirt, the extra man, to show our love and stand out, shout out loud. to the owners, just look and see that football isn't just about money. It's for the fans who supported all their life, no matter the weather, come rain or shine. It's for the little ones, the next generation, just to see them smile, to spend their friends and feel the passion. So to the owners, just look and see that this world you've entered into is blue and will always be. It's a city, a club with noses alike who meet with others and have a pint to talk the blues. And I make this point that you listen to us fans and hear our voice. Woo! Power. Really bad. Well done.
Fantastic.
A lot of power in that. I know there's been a few knockers, right? And I can guarantee you, right, I love writing poetry. Yeah? I love it. I don't do enough of it, and I really should do an awful lot more. But not every line has to rhyme, even though that did actually rhyme.
It did rhyme.
So listen, when somebody writes something, embrace what they're writing, yeah? Read between the lines and don't ever, ever put anybody down. Not ever. It's the worst feeling in the world. Lilypad, I think that is an amazing piece of writing. You keep it up. And if you don't give us another one by next week, then you're sacked.
And can I just add, that poem has been sent to the club. And I know Lily won't mind me mentioning, but she has actually been contacted by the club to say how much they appreciate her words. And they've also asked to potentially use that in the future as part of what they do. So
you know what?
We are listened to. Let's make it happen more.
Wouldn't it be lovely if everybody out there wrote a poem about the blues and we could read them all out one night? Be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would be good. Would be good. Right. Okay. Can I just ask people to share the stream this evening, because we're going to give away some T-shirts to our top sharers this week.
Have we still got some left, chap?
We've got loads, because I've just knocked a few up in the back while he was out doing.
You've done what? You've knocked. You've knocked two up in the back. Hey, sorry.
Yeah, I got him off Monkey Harris.
Who's Monkey Harris?
Oh, for God's sake! Somebody tell him, will they?
Who's Monkey Harris?
Oh, yeah, come on.
Google him, Nick. Google him.
Google him.
Come on, somebody tell me.
No, nobody tell. No one here.
I'm on it.
Forbid you to
have a Google.
Forbid you.
I've been looking at some of the comments that are coming through on the shape box, and I think, yes, the positivity is definitely there, but also echoing a few sentiments from people in terms of the fact that we don't just have a team of people that now appear to be individuals like they were in the past, but we've actually got people that are helping others. So the comment that was made was, when the youngsters make a mistake, nobody's getting on their backs, but instead those players such as the Deanies, the Ruddies are there actually saying, yeah, you made a mistake, but this is what you need to do to change it. Go back and do this better next time, change the way that you do it. And I think they are definitely learning from all of that. Let's face it, the likes of Joe Bellingham. I mean, firstly, huge shout out to the whole of the Bellingham family. They ruled England last week. You know, we got Jude, who was phenomenal in 2 games. And if he hasn't cemented his place in the World Cup squad, Southgate needs to look at himself. And Joe.
Squad, Craig. Squad, don't you mean team?
Team, yeah, he's got to start.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's got to start. He's got to start for England in the World Cup. There's no way you could leave him out, surely.
When we were 2-0 down, he was the guy at his age that was not just getting a ball and looking up. He was driving the team. You'd have sworn he was the captain on the night. That's the way he played. He actually reminded me very much the other night against Germany. Brian Robson was like, took the ball by the horns and drove that team on. Penalty, he won it. He wouldn't, you know, I couldn't see that coming from anybody else. The way he went forwards for that. He had his opportunities to try and score as well, and that's something that we sadly missed. But Dortmund are thriving on it, And yeah, that guy was unbelievable. And then you look at Job, under 18s player of the tournament.
Yeah.
You know,
he's got to have a bigger role to play, hasn't he, Job? After that,
most definitely. Most definitely. Hasn't Jude become the second youngest ever captain
of Dortmund? Yeah,
of Dortmund.
Dortmund. Yep.
Yeah. I saw someone say that he was Paul Ince and Paul Gascoigne all rolled into one, and I thought that was quite a good.
That's a great description.
Yeah.
Okay, I've just Googled Monkey Harris. Their tour dates for 2002 are Chris Browne's living room. So we're now looking at Coventry. They don't want to go there.
No, I don't blame them.
Who the hell would want to go to Coventry?
Don't know anybody that likes Coventry.
Paul hit kisses garden while he's cooking a barbecue, and Alan Watton. I think they're in the All Kitchen in September.
Okay, I've kept my mouth shut here because I've got to be honest with you, Nick. I hadn't got a clue who the hell they were talking about.
Oh, for God's sake.
The reason I don't know who they are is because I can't stand groups like the Beautiful South Arcade, Killers, Coldplay, Stone Roses, none of them.
Nick.
Horrible.
Oh, for God's sake, Nick. It's not a band. Have you ever watched Only Fools and Horses?
Only Fools and Horses.
Yeah, back in the 70s.
Well, that was lucky because it didn't come on till the 80s.
Well, you know what my memory's like.
It's nice to see the drugs are just kicking in. Yeah, Monkey Harris was the chap that he got all his hooky gear from. I'm not saying that. I'll get hooky gear from anybody, but let's change the subject quickly.
I thought, see, the analogy that I come up with, Chris, is that you'd nicked all their T-shirts off their tour dates.
on a more serious matter, I'd just like to say, Bakuna and the racist
What's going on there?
abuse that's going on is unbelievable. It's a game of football. He's made a mistake, but it's unreal what he has had.
Who was giving him that abuse?
It's
mostly the Indonesian.
Abroad. Yeah, it's
Indonesian fans.
The Indonesian fans after the game, where he a bit of petulance. He got himself sent off, but you know what? He's young as well. He is still learning. But to give him and also just going through the club as well. This isn't just targeted to him. This was targeted through sites. They're a link to the club. He's unbelievable, and I've said it in response to Birmingham's announcement, but there is no place in this world, let alone the game, for racists. Stay away. Nobody likes you. Nobody takes any notice. We back him to the hilt, and I'm sure that on Wednesday the fans will be backing him, and I know for definite on Saturday everybody will be behind him. So he doesn't deserve it.
And also, we've got to make it clear that it's not Birmingham City fans.
Not Birmingham City fans
at all.
Right. That was going to be my next question, Chris, because I've not had a lot of time this week to research a great deal, to be fair. You know what? How do we stop it? Because it is disgusting. It's like, oh God. Is it right? Yeah, I'll get that, Chris. Right, but is it a comedic throwback from the 70s when it was acceptable? I don't know. Do people think they're funny? Because if you think you're funny, very wrong, sir. You're very wrong, madam. You are not funny. You're vile. You're hurtful. Right?
I think the only way you can stop it is by getting people's details before they set up a Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram login.
Yeah.
It's got to be. It's got to be more secure. You've got. They've got
the source. Yeah.
Information, because if at the end of the day, you shouldn't have a problem giving that information if you've got no intentions of doing anything that you could be doing on there.
Yeah.
Paul, it's as simple as this. It's as simple as this. See that?
Yeah.
That is a thumbprint. A thumbprint. My thumbprint, unique to me. Nobody else has a thumbprint like that in the world, right? To create a social network site, you have to provide your thumbprint, right? And that is registered to you and can be traced back to you as a perpetrator of this filthy, vile, horrible, and it is a horrible crime. Just imagine it's your child. Just imagine it's your little one, right? Your little one sitting there on a Saturday night after he's played a professional game of football, sobbing his heart out because, like, and then, I mean, you're nodding, Craig, but it happens, and it destroys people, and it destroys their mental state of mind. Now, we've got to, I don't know, you know, I could take a gun to these people.
We don't, because that's not allowed.
Racism isn't allowed, Chris. Sorry I shouted at you.
Blues are a multicultural club. We don't accept racial slurs at all. So the ones doing it from abroad should be totally ashamed of themselves. As I say, like, it's education.
I walk through the city of Birmingham if I'm going shopping, through the bull ring, and you'll pass a white man, a black man, a Chinese man, an Indian man, a Pakistani man, a Somali fan. And they're different. They're a different breed altogether. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. You know what? Because it's our multicultural city, yeah?
The way Sorry, Nick. We led the way 40 years ago with the Zulus, don't we? We led the way.
I ain't going to go there with them tonight, to be honest, because I don't think it's what I'm
on about the multicultural.
Yeah. No, I get it, Paul. But like that 40-year anniversary is nothing to me because I don't agree with it.
You know, when I get off the train on a Saturday dinner time on a Saturday, I walk through the bull ring. And coming from where I do now, I still get this. Sorry,
Alan, just reiterate where you come from.
From Bexhill-on-Sea in the sunny Sussex.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, I lived in Birmingham for 63 years, so it doesn't surprise. Well, it doesn't surprise me, but I do notice as I walk through, people, like you said, you see all sorts of types, and I've got to be honest, English is not spoken in that crowd very often. But it makes me think, because living where you never hear any foreigners. If you do, they're Polish normally down here. And then suddenly you're thrown in, and it's such a hotbed. And I find it uplifting. You know, I think this is my city, and I'm proud to see what it's like. And you see all the stalls, and you'll see a Muslim person, you see a Christian person, Buddhists, and people. And I think this is a great place to be, and it always was. But I never, until I lived somewhere else, I didn't know how good it was.
No,
And look in the crowd at St Andrews. Have a look. You know, have a look around you. Right?
Yeah.
You'll find all nations supporting our football club. Ours, mine, yours, and yours. Our football club. All nations from across this world. If you want to come and pay your money and support Birmingham City Football Club, all I want to hear is your voice. Boom. Let it out loud, boys and girls. Let it out loud. What a crazy world we're living, guys.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Lindsay's just summed it up beautifully, that your smile is a universal language.
Oh, what mine one? My smile. Thanks, Lindsay.
And then she asked where your teeth were, Nick.
Yeah.
I pulled them out now. They've gone. I'm going to get my implants done in a week or two.
Yeah. But apparently it might be your teeth that are making all that noise.
Well, I ain't got any, so.
You got them in a box.
Rattling them.
They've come out on their own.
We haven't played that game in a few weeks. Foot in the box.
I found.
Brilliant. What's in the box? Nick's molars.
Yeah. I might get that game sorted out for next week. That was quite fun.
Oh dear. Yeah. Right, got to say a massive thank you to our good friends at Hollywood Monster. Wow. Have the tickets been allocated this week, Chris?
Well, I think Craig's going to tell you all about Hollywood.
Off you go, Craigie boy.
Indeed. So, yes, nice little segue there. So, thank you very much again to everybody at Hollywood Monster. We've posted the video today to show the people that have already been to games that wouldn't have normally had the opportunity to go. That through Hollywood Monster and ourselves, we've been able to achieve, which is a huge thing, and he's really going down well. Yes, this weekend they have been allocated, and they're going to the lady who was due to take her family for their first game to the Swansea game. Unfortunately, with that being cancelled, we have rescheduled that for this weekend. So Zoe will be taking her family to their first game down there.
Wow.
The stories we're getting through are they're touching, to say the least, when you read through them, and it really does hit home how much just going to a game can help people. So
where do those stories go to, Chris? Is it Craig? Is it to yourself?
No, they come into our admin account. And
right, okay. Now I can promise you, I don't look at that, right?
No.
And I don't think that I need to look at that because it's being dealt with behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
I don't need to know your names or your identities. I don't. I'm just happy that you're getting an opportunity to go to the Blues.
Okay, so we're gonna show a short video now. It's about 2 minutes, Craig, I think.
Yeah, just shy of 2 minutes.
2 minutes. So if we can have just quiet in the studio and no rattling, Nick. Here we go.
Say thanks to Hollywood Monster and Tilton Talk for giving me the chance to go and see Blues in Coventry recently. Like my brother Mark, Mr. Rowe, it was good to forget about working the weekend and just go and see a football match. So thanks again.
And there we go. Well done to Craig for putting that together. That was fantastic. Brilliant. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely great. Yeah. Go on, Ken.
Times, wow, the words just resonate, don't they?
People are saying that everyone's muted apart from Chris.
Yeah, it's come back on now. Sorry.
Okay.
It's only for a second.
So who's been our player of the season so far? Then in the first sort of 10% of the season, I'll say, or 15% of the season, would we say?
Go on, Mark.
Ruddy.
Yeah, Ruddy for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that.
We all agree.
Yeah,
I'd say Ruddy.
I think if
Yeah,
Bielik started the season, it might be a debate. Or
Yeah.
I think
Or Cullen.
Trusty, yeah, Colin, yeah, Trusty deserves a debate as well. I think our recruitment has been good, hasn't it?
Very good.
Yeah.
Credit to Craig Gardner yet again.
The only thing I can say, Craig,
We'll be honest.
is that it's a damn sight better than I expected with what our resources are.
When you think we got rid of Sunic, who was probably on I don't know what he was on per week, but I bet you Bielik's on a lot less on loan. Is he better than Sunic?
Oh yeah, just about.
He just didn't shine, Sunic, did he? He had the odd game which was brilliant, and that was kind of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't get a lot out of him for what we paid for him and what his wages were.
No. And we haven't. I mean, to be honest, a few weeks back we thought, oh no, we're getting rid of Woods. But we haven't really been Woods either, have we?
And I think Pedersen replaced by Trusty is a massive upgrade.
Yeah.
Oh, couldn't agree more.
Look, Peds was a good servant. Peds was a good servant, without a doubt. Yeah.
He had a good season under Gary Monk. He did have a good season.
Yeah.
But the same after Gary Monk went, was he?
Yeah.
Stephen Gill said we still need a young, hungry striker. I think we'll all agree with that. And Lindsay says Ruddy has been amazing.
Yeah.
Hi, Craig. Love to you and the girls. And Sally says Brenda.
Oh,
Hello,
Brenda, as
Brenda.
always, love to you.
Come
as well.
on, Blues.
And Nigel says, have we missed Woods?
No.
Touched upon that a minute ago, Nigel. Yeah, I don't think we have at all, really, have we?
I've got to be honest. I hold my hands up. I thought we would miss him.
I thought we really would, not just would. I thought we would be in trouble.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think if we hadn't signed Bielik, we might have been missing him.
Oh, yes, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
It's a good point. Yeah.
I watched the highlights of the whole game. Goodness me. No wonder they sacked their manager. That was shocking.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said shocking.
And the first bloke I saw, the ginger-haired man, was him. And I thought, well, we haven't lost much here.
No.
And I think before we had Bielik, I think again with the kids in midfield, they were no better or worse than he was.
No.
Obviously we've brought better players into that midfield now, but I mean, when we were relying on the kids, we said, oh, if we'd have had him back, would he have done any better than they did? Don't think so.
No.
I think we all said it after the one game where Gardner came back and unfortunately got injured again. But we was all like, oh my God, what are we going to do now? Gardner's not there. But actually, he's probably now fourth choice to get into the centre of midfield when he's back.
Yeah.
At the time we said that, obviously we hadn't signed Chong, had we?
Oh no.
I didn't see that coming. I must say it was an absolute bargain for just over £1 million.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What we paid for him, was it? Yeah, about 1.2 million.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, that is an absolute bargain, isn't it? Yeah, fantastic.
Did anybody see the video they made of him coming to the ground in a taxi?
Oh yeah,
that was absolutely brilliant. The only thing was, it came on. Well, I got to see it just as they were announcing that we'd lost this striker because of his. So it got lost. But it was brilliant, when he said, I'm here to stay. And that's the first, I've been waiting all day, literally, watching on and off. I've been waiting, why haven't we signed Chong yet? Thinking he'd come in on loan. Why haven't we signed Chong yet? Why haven't we had an announcement? Then suddenly, I think it was a quarter of an hour before the deadline finished.
It was late, yeah.
He'd come on, and I was thinking, we signed this bloke permanently. How have we done that?
Are you sure it was
the
Chong,
magic
not Song?
Eh?
You sure it was Chong, not Song?
Apparently, it was 1.4 million.
1.4.
Okay.
Still a bargain. Still
What's that?
absolute
What's that,
bargain,
Chris?
that
Is that viewers tonight?
That's why viewers, well, and everyone here. Out of all the loan players we've got now this season, you can only pick one that we could sign permanently. Which one would it be?
Trusty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, loan, I suppose. Yeah, Trusty.
Yeah, over Bielik, yeah? And, yeah.
Probably.
It's a close run thing.
Hang on, you just whacked that name in there. Wow. No, I've had to rethink my strategy now. You put Bielik back in, yeah.
You got Sanderson as well, ain't you?
Sanderson, yeah. Paul, can you stop asking awkward questions, please?
Talking of awkward questions, Brenda wants to know what's happened to Mr. Robe and his robe.
It's still not cold enough, but it's been starched.
There it is, coming in on its own.
Well, you should get it clean then.
It's been starched.
I must.
Very soon it'll be.
Sorry, Mark. Go on.
I was going to say very soon it'll be adorned.
I must say the gilet is back out the wardrobe.
Our audiences were double.
I've got it here.
What would we pay for Trusty if we bought him?
What to pay him?
What's he worth?
4? Do we think?
Say again?
Maybe not. 3?
4
quid?
I think Bielik. I think you got a chance of getting Bielik for a good price. But Trusty, I think he's got the potential to be, double figures in the millions. I do. I think he's that. He's not quite there yet, but he could be.
Okay.
So if we could get him now, if we could get him in January, get the investment in by January, and we got 3 or 4 million to spend on one player. I think he'd be worth it, don't you?
Yeah. Reminds me of the way Matty Upson was when he first came to the club.
Oh, yeah,
that
what a player
that then stood out and could on a run can be worth, like you say, tens of millions. If you compare him to some of those Premier League players, those that have signed for 60, 70 million, I'd take him any day over. Look at Man United and how their defence was made to look very, very silly at the weekend. Yeah. And they had, one player on there that was 70 million in defence?
How much would it cost for a pair of new headphones for Nick?
Right, who wrote that?
Talking 10 million again, ain't you? Like Trusty.
Arsenal wouldn't accept less than 7 million right now for me.
Really?
I think he's probably right.
Yeah,
that's about right. To be fair,
they'll have scouts at the games when they're watching him.
They've got to have them, like. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
must have.
Yeah.
And then don't forget as well, there's also Harley Dean's been offered an olive branch by the look of it, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Doors open for Harley Dean again, with especially Roberts being out.
We're light. If we're paying his wages, let's get him involved. I mean, you've got Nico Gordon to come back as well.
Nico as well, yeah.
What a great position to be in, though, at the moment.
Yeah. Well, these not long ago players were our automatic. I mean, that was our captain, wasn't it? Not long ago, Harley Dean.
Yeah, that's right.
Did Harley Dean make the bench Saturday?
No.
No, he didn't in the end. Okay.
No.
I'd use him. I certainly have him on the bench every week. Until we get a full complement of defenders back. He's a professional footballer, and he's never, like him or dislike him, he's never given less than 100%. He might have had a nightmare, but he didn't hide. He always, he came back for more. And when he got left out, he always came back and really showed what he could do. And I have no doubt that he would do that again. Whoever he had the bags on with, it's not there anymore.
For me, I'd love to see what Eustace could get out of him, because if he can get the same as what Gary Monk got out of him, I mentioned Gary Monk again, but he's genuinely our best manager we've had for a long time, Gary Monk, in my opinion, and he got the best out of Harley Dean. You know, and Gary Gardner was unbelievable for us that season as well. You know, so I'd like to see what Eustace could get out of him, because he looks like he is a good confidence manager, isn't he? You know, he gets the best out of play. Seems like an easy going guy that they look like. You can certainly tell that they're enjoying playing for him, aren't they?
Yeah.
Paul, interestingly, Dave Twine, trustee is worth 2.2 million on transfer market.
Really?
Is he?
Bargain.
Blimey. What's Harry Maguire worth then? 500,000.
No, it's 250 at the moment, apparently.
I must admit, I do feel sorry for Harry Maguire. I mean, he gets some unmerciful stick.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's had a couple of stinkers for England, and that's right. But he don't deserve, you know, this bloke down and what's it taking him off all the time and making fun of him. He don't deserve that. You know, that's out of order. I mean, it's all right to take the mickey out of managers, but England players, you know, just run them down. That's wrong to me.
Question, Alan, question, right? And this is a damn serious question. Is that equally as bad as racism?
Yes and no. It's
because it's bullying.
It is,
Yeah.
and it's. I'll tell you what. When we had all that stink about the black players missing the penalties, you know, that didn't do them any good at all, did it?
No,
and it's the same. It's the same with Maguire. You know, you're not gonna get the bloke back on side by running him down. And it's not just fun, you know, Mickey taking. They say horrible things about him, and I think that's awful. You know, we can all have our opinions, and if you ask me, I would say Harry Maguire shouldn't be in the team. But that's, you know, that doesn't make him a bad person.
Or at least resign to the bench.
Yeah.
And being told by the manager, Harry, you've got to up your game, mate. Right, I'm dropping you. You've got to up your game. There are other people around here who will take your place in a second, sunshine. Fight for it.
I will say, at the England game, I did nothing but slate him. And I didn't hold back. He made some really silly mistakes, and I didn't hold back. I thought he was terrible. However, then seeing the pictures and the videos of that guy going to see Southgate afterwards, it made me realise, you know, actually, there might be other things that are going on in his life that we don't know about, and that can be affecting the way he is. And
boom, mate. Boom.
You have to watch what he said and how it said, because I'll hold my hands up. I was terrible. Right.
Yeah. Right. Okay, Craig.
I don't take back what I said. However, I wouldn't go out actively to bully somebody in that way.
Yeah. I promise you, Craig, I don't think I've slated any of the England players, right? I certainly slated the manager, right? Because if, say, one of your players has got something else going on, you should know about it, you should talk about it, and you should say, look, you know, I'm not going to drop you, but do you want to take a night off? Huh?
Yeah.
And recharge your batteries, recuperate, go and, you know, have a sauna somewhere and do whatever they have to do. I don't know. Like, that's management, sure. That's managing people, right? That's not
what I've started here, but for me, the £80 million price tag is what's kind of like got everybody on the bandwagon with, isn't it? I think, and he's never been worth 80 million quid.
No,
you know, and that's the reason why people probably criticise too much, you know. But it's not his fault at the end of the day, is it? That he's worth 80, you know, that they paid 80 million quid for him. But he has played well for England, especially in the last two tournaments. He was in the team of the tournament, wasn't he?
Question: If a company that you work within that kind of same realm come up to your company and say, you know what, that Paul Lucas, I want to buy him for 80 million quid. There's your 80 million. I want him to come and work for me.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say no.
You wouldn't.
Your company wouldn't say no. Your company would be going, I'm laughing all the way to the bank, mate. Off you go, Paul. You know, go and do your business somewhere else, mate. I've got the money.
I think as the player, though, you'd feel, or the business person, whatever job you're going to be doing, you'd feel obviously more weight on your shoulders, wouldn't you, to deliver at that point?
The pressure must be phenomenally awful.
Yeah.
I seriously promise you, I wouldn't want that kind of pressure.
No.
Not in the slightest. You know, like, for me in my life, pressure is putting the kettle on in the morning. How lucky am I? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And getting to work on time. And, you know, wow, when the world and the nation are looking at you and criticising you, that, for me, sorry, mate, I just wouldn't want it for any amount of money.
No,
No amount of money would coerce me into going, you know what, 2 million people are going to criticise you this weekend. 2 million people criticise me this weekend. You know what I'd end up doing? Hanging myself. And that's the reality of it.
I often
need
say
to back them as well. That's the thing. When they sign these players for those sums of money, and let's look at it this way, right? If the rumours be true, then Jude Bellingham could come back to the Premier League in the summer. The sums of money, you're talking 120 million.
Crazy money.
Plus.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
Well, I've heard
They need
130.
to back. Yeah, well, the clubs need to also support those players through that situation, because it's quite, you know, Paul, you just said it, and Nick as well. When you put the weight of expectation on somebody's shoulders, that doubles the amount of pressure that they hold, right? I dare we say Troy Deeney coming back to our club, not by as much money, but the weight of expectation was on his shoulders because he was a Blues fan. He was expected to come in and go and score.
25 goals a season, yeah.
He didn't. He took abuse. Harry Maguire, £80 million. He was expected to go and win Man United the next title. He was expected to be that next big Rio Ferdinand in the centre of defence. It hasn't worked out for him. But that's not always his fault. I mean, the managerial merry-go-round that happened, and perhaps when he was under the cosh, should have taken him out, would have helped. Yeah. We don't know. We don't know what goes on.
We don't.
It happens at every club, and it, you know.
I won't say his name, Craig. Number 10 at Man City, you know, 100 million quid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's starting to find his feet now, and he's starting to come good for him. And I always thought he would, but he's still not worth 100 million.
Jesus Christ!
sorry, I was in the army, 1979. I'm the place grace.
He's still not worth 100 million quid, though, is it? No matter how well.
Do you know, no player is worth £1, let alone anything else, because actually they should go to a club and want to be there for playing for the shirt and playing for a club.
Craig, can I ask you a question, mate? Yeah. Right. What do you do for a living, Craig?
I actually work in a bank.
Right. Okay. Now,
so it's not really work.
I'm not going to ask you the bank that you work in, because that's off, right? If you were the best, are you a teller or a bank manager or what?
A teller?
Yeah,
that's 1930s.
I'm bringing it back on.
I am an administrative worker in the office. Is the best way to put it.
So you're a secretary. As my old mate Al Murray would say, you're a secretary. All hail to the owl. How much do you think you're worth to your business?
£4.
No, you're worth your wages.
You're worth your wages.
Yes. Yeah. Now you're working for a bank against a guy that's playing football, right? You know what? You press that 0, 1 or 3, 2, 3, 4, 5 times too many. You could make a massive mistake, a massive error. We talked about people who are scoring goals and defending bylines for millions upon millions of pounds. Ridiculous.
I'm conscious we've got to go early, and we haven't done the underrated unsung heroes 1 to 11.
So who is it this week? Second central midfielder.
So in the midfield so far, we've got Damian Johnson on the left. We've got Peter Shearer in the middle. Should we go right mid? Right mid?
Okay, yeah. Right mid.
Let's go right mid then. Let's just be different. So I'm after an underrated, unsung hero, right-sided midfielder or winger, please, from everybody.
Okay.
I'd go John McCarthy.
That's not a bad shout at all. Yeah. Was he underrated, do you think? Or, yeah?
Well, he didn't get the credit for the hard work he put in.
Somebody just agreed with you.
Twice playing for
Did
us.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Jermaine Pennant get the credit he deserves, do we think?
Jermaine Pennant, I don't know. He was a little bit of a prima donna for me, personally.
He was a great player.
Great player.
Shocking.
And then he went to Stoke. I don't know. Jermaine Pennant for me didn't really do it.
Well, while people are thinking of that, the takeover question: what's people's thoughts on Maxie and Paul? I still want it, says Steve Rudd.
Well, they're interested.
How long are they going to wait? That's my question.
Sorry, I think they're already there. I think they're well and truly embedded in the club, but we're just waiting for that final ratification from the EFL. And I mean, the other thing, people have seen the announcement that was made in regards to the figures last week. Right, they stated in there that there was investment. There was the 21.6% being sold. So the board have publicly announced that it is going on. I just wish, whatever it is that's holding the EFL up, it's to do with the current ownership. They've turned a blind eye to what's been going on at the club. Why are they taking on to it now if they're holding on for that reason? If it's not that, whatever the reason, get it sorted. We're on a high at the moment. It'll be even higher when that goes through.
Not be funny, Craig, but we're on a little bit of a high, not a massive high on the pitch. Yeah, a little. It's only a little, and that could just tailor up on Wednesday. It really could. It could. Yeah. But why do the? Well, my question, sorry, Chris, is why do the EFL? Why are they taking so long?
I don't think that's a bad thing, though, Nick. Because
really,
after what they allowed to take over us last time,
they don't want to mess up.
Yeah, they're probably.
No, Paul, I get that, but then why haven't they been taken to book over it? Like they docked us 9 points. Huh?
How do we know they haven't, though, Nick?
Yeah.
We don't know. I mean, for me, that announcement.
Oh man, this one's blagging my head tonight. It really is.
Was David Cottrell underrated?
I think so.
I was going to mention David Cottrell when we were talking about what's going on in people's lives. He used to frustrate me to death, David Cottrell. He'd have a game where he'd whiz over beautiful crosses. He'd take a free kick and score in the top corner. And then the following week, he'd frightened to death. He wouldn't tackle anybody.
Yeah.
And he was awful. And I said, what is it with this? And then, of course, after he left us, we found out the terrible time he's had as a professional footballer. And you're thinking, you feel guilty thinking, well, I've given that bloke so much stick. And if I'd have known half of what was going on in his life, you wouldn't dream of criticising him. You'd praise him for actually getting out there and playing.
Alan, I can tell you now, right? You five people out there, I love you all my heart. I promise you that, right? But I don't know what's going on in your life, Mark, your life, Craig, your life, Paul, your life, Alan, or your life, Chris, behind the scenes, right? Behind the scenes. And just be nice to people. It's nice to be nice. Just try and be nice to everybody.
Cottrell is mad as a box of frogs.
Says
Pete. He's a bit.
Right, I want to know who wrote that, please. I really want to know.
Pete Taylor. I have seen some of his stuff on.
He's into his conspiracy theories, isn't he?
He is, isn't he? On Instagram, he's a bit. Woo.
He's into some of the stuff he said is quite controversial, really.
I don't do Instagram, so I don't know.
Yeah. Can I also just quickly put up a picture of my new granddaughter for everybody to have a look at? There we go. You can't see, but everybody else can see. My new granddaughter.
Beautiful.
Ivy.
Congratulations.
My first grandchild. Ivy Lillian.
Chris, where's the Blues top?
Oh God. Her dad's a Villa fan.
What?
It ain't on, is
it? You agreed to that, Chris. I mean, come on.
You gave your daughter away to a Villa fan. You need hanging. You need sanctioning. You need to be hung, drawn, and quartered.
Oh, I know.
Like people's headphones, Nick.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I've gone now. Somebody just had a great shout. Ian Rogerson, I thought was a good shout from.
Yeah.
Ian Rogerson. He's been on, hasn't he?
Paul Hansen.
Yeah.
Hey? What do you say?
We've had Ian Rogerson.
Yeah, we've had Ian Rogers.
Yeah, Ian Rogerson, yeah. Now, Ray made a comment earlier regarding our away support, which I have to agree. It's been absolutely fantastic, hasn't it?
Always has been. Always is.
We do love an away day at Blues, don't we?
Yeah.
Question for everybody.
Fantastic.
As fans, home or away games, what you prefer?
Away.
Oh,
Away.
God, away games are just
Away games.
10 times better.
And Craig, the reason I'm saying that is because of the issues with the stadium, right? St Andrews was my home, mate. I was almost born there when my dad took me, I don't know, 10 or something like that, 50 years ago. Don't give my age away. And it's not that anymore. For me, it's just, I don't know, it's like, you look at it and I'm embarrassed. Huh?
There is one for you. If you could get all those away fans from the Sheffield game the weekend, put them all in one part of the stadium.
Oh, Craig, I've been thinking this as well.
Right. Would they create an atmosphere, or do you think it would still be quiet?
Still be quiet.
Still be quiet.
Yeah,
Still be quiet.
I think it'll still be quiet.
I think you know what? I'm going to be controversial, but I think there's no incentive to get drunk at St Andrews. and that's what it is. You go away.
That's one of the funniest things you've said in 11 years.
It's so true, though. I mean, away days were awful. How much can we get down our necks before the
Exactly.
game starts?
On the bus on the way to Huddersfield with a coffin underneath in the hold. You know what?
That's what it was all about.
And the mosh pit. I was in that mosh pit. I was 56 years old, and I'm in a mosh pit for 15 minutes. I'm surprised I just didn't die.
Yeah.
Don't
you
you
know
know?
what? To answer your question, I agree.
I had the time of my life doing it. I promise you.
Don't you think that when you go to an away game, your expectation is modest? When I turn up at St Andrews, doesn't matter who we're playing. I'm not satisfied with anything less than a 3-0 win. And I'm saying that as it's a subconscious thing, if you like. I'm expecting us to win, and I'm expecting us to win well. So anything less than that is a disappointment. When I go away, I'm happy with a point. If we win, I'm ecstatic. If we win in London, I'm double ecstatic. And it makes for a great day. And if you come away and you got beat, well, at the end of the world. If you come away from a home defeat, goodness, I tell you what.
Yeah.
When you've got beaten 8-0 and you spend 4 hours on a train coming back,
That
was hell. That was hell. And
I can tell you the absolute truth, mate. I was actually genuinely, and this is so funny, I was actually genuinely in Dunelm on that day. I promise you. Oh, God.
Fancy showing us all that one.
All right, it's 8:45, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go into the last 15 minutes. But Paul, guess what it is? That subject tonight.
You're asking me? Right.
Right, the last 15 tonight, ladies and gents, is anything to do with football and drinks. It can be soft drinks, it can be alcohol drinks, whatever you want it to be. But
I'm going to go for water pandiani. Water pandiani.
Anybody that comes up with hotter chocolate will be banned from the show.
And exterminated.
Come on, Mark. I know you're dying.
Now, brandy leg. Andy leg.
Brandy. Was that really worth the hour and a quarter wait?
And was it worth a breath?
I enjoyed it.
John McCarthy, Craig. John McCarthy winning for right mid.
John McCarthy.
So, yeah.
Hands down winning.
Somebody says Darren Addington as well. I think he was last week, wasn't it? Yeah, Darren Addington. Good player.
Well, that's a good one. Paul Hansen, Oliver Bierhoff.
Oliver Bierhoff, yeah. Ricky Blotto.
Please, when you read them out, name and shame. Name and shame.
Ricky Blotto's from Nigel Mann.
Thank you, Nigel. Nice one.
Jim Smith.
Every time we do this, Dealey had a bowler, God bless him, always comes to my head. And what about Dealey had a cola?
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's not a bad one for you, though, isn't it? It's pretty good, pretty good. And can I quickly say thank you to all our star senders as well, who send stars during the show.
Thank you so much.
There's a unit next to me, and they collect stuff for people who are having a bit of a bad time. So I'm talking about food and so forth. And at the moment, a lot of people are having a very bad time. So we've decided that all the money raised through our star system, we'll try and collect a few perishables, non-perishables for them, like, tins and stuff and so forth.
Well done.
But yeah, they're desperate. I've seen the shelves today, and because the last 2 weeks been as bad as they are, they're empty.
Chris, you know what?
It's crazy.
I don't live in the metropolis of Birmingham. I live in a very small farming community, which is growing, don't get me wrong, but it's exactly the same here, and it's so sad to see.
It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Well, there you go. So thank you for all our star senders. We've got Kevin Whiskey Geegan, Bradley Daiquiri, Emil Whiskey.
I like that one. It's got in there.
Heineken Burns.
Yeah. Okay.
Shane Long Island Iced Tea. Brew Bellingham.
I want to hear you say that one from Dom Cameron. Come on, Chris.
Okay, then here we go. Lemonade can.
Lemonade Akimoye.
That's the one, yeah. Clayton Blackthorn. Jeff Banks Bitter. Pop Robson. Scrumpy Jack Grealish. Rio Koki. Craig Gardner Gardening Peas.
Somebody needs to just go outside and sit in the garden for 20 minutes with their hands on their head.
Who's that from? Who's that, Chris?
Oh, my God.
And that's from Brenda.
Oh, Brenda, I'm sorry. Come on, Blues.
Bud Brocken.
Stephen Vodka.
Stephen Vodka, yes.
What about Steve Juice?
Yes, Steve Juice. Ben Thatcher's.
Yeah, Ben Foster.
Odin
Ben Foster's, I like that one, Paul. Yeah. I like that one, Ben Foster's. Who was it, Paul? Name and shame, please.
That one's from... that was Paul who said that one.
Paul Hipkiss said that, didn't he?
Paul
Hipkiss?
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Some drunk that comes on. Mickey Gin, Ruddy Weiser, Weiser, Gary Drunk, Shandy Gray,
Gary Drunk,
Andy Legless. Can we have Andy Legless?
Andy Legless, yes.
Leave it. Don't go there, please.
Roman Savage, David Gin Nola. Hugh Johns, Craig Short.
Did anyone watch fantasy football? Remember fantasy football with Badina?
Oh, it's class. Yeah.
See the new one. The new one with Matt
I've seen the new one.
I'll tell you what. I was impressed. It's never going to be the same, but they've given it a good spin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's worth watching.
Yeah, it's worth watching. I think. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I did.
Yeah, I used to love the original.
Oh, the original was one of the best shows ever.
Class. Yeah.
Tilton Tonic, Stato, Tequila Hung Ming Sunrise. Martini O'Connor. Oh, that's a good one. Paul Pisciticale, I'm not even going to say that one.
No, I don't
Guess.
think his name is. He's saying that I could be Stato on fantasy football. That's what Michael's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
No, there'd be a problem. You and Matt Lucas, you'd clash. Your heads would shine too much.
Yeah.
I like this one. Addy Bowler Crisps.
Can I have a Heineken Low?
Heineken Low.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, Heineken. Jack Daniels Derrida.
Nobody. I can't believe nobody said Danny Drinkwater.
Danny Drinkwater.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Going back to our central midfielder, who do we think's in the lead now?
Right-sided, isn't it?
Right-sided.
Yeah, John.
It's still McCarthy by an absolute mile.
Gotta be.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Nicky Bucardi.
Right,
Frank Worthington.
I've got one. Oh yeah, I like that one. I've got one. Sir Half Ramsey.
So did Nick have to go off to go to the toilet?
I went
and sit on the toilet for 10 minutes
it.
to think of one.
No, he's actually thinking he's got it written on the wall.
What about Jonathan Shandy Bass?
Oh,
yeah.
Well, Nicky Bud.
Mark Sprite.
Mark Sprite.
Ian Shandy Sides.
If it's anything to do with football,
Shandy Sides is a good one. That is good, Chris. Right, name and shame.
Clever, very clever from Ray Harbro.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, if it's to do with football and the show and everything else, we've got to, of course, have Linda Magnus.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. Craig, we'll have to. Are we going to tell people about our special guest that we've got live in the studio next week, or what?
Yeah, should we do it? Let's. So,
are we? Sorry, guys. Are we doing studio next week or Zoom?
Yes.
Yes, and Nick.
Yes.
Okay.
You'll want to be in the studio.
You know, I don't finish work till like 6 o'clock.
Well, you'll have to get off early.
All right,
Nick. We are having.
I'll just walk out
this evening.
Mm-hmm.
Big Dave Latchford joining us.
I'm on the way.
He will be joining us live in the studio to talk about his time at Birmingham.
Okay,
so
perfect,
yes,
brilliant.
Big Dave Latchford.
Okay, so I'm going to go on to the Tilton Talk channel. We've got Chris Browne Ale.
Yeah, we like that one.
Mark Adnams.
Good one. Yeah, who's that from? Who's that?
Mark Adnams. Adnams is a
Who's
beer.
that from?
Oh, is it? Oh,
From me? I'm gifting you this, mate. Hey, I'm gifting you this.
Oh, that's why it was crap.
Well done, Nick.
Oh, God, I can't think Mark Browne.
I like the Matthew 7-Upsome. That's good.
That's a good one.
And Andy Legolas, yes, we've had. And Nicky Butts Fizz.
Probably only people round here will understand this, but Colin Harvey's.
Colin Harvey.
Yeah, Harvey's. Is that a gin?
No, it's a beer.
Oh,
Rudin Lewis.
I thought it was a Bristol cream, to be honest with you. Oh.
Right then, Gate. We've got to.
What about Sherry? What Sherry Butcher?
Sherry
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. It's not very good, but I like it.
But Chris, you're going to meet your granddaughter, mate.
Yeah, Nick. So we got to round the show off now because I've got to nip off to the hospital.
Okay, Mr. Right, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, it's been an absolute pleasure and a joy to be back after 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They count. I don't.
Three for you, two for us.
Chris, I had an injury. I was sidelined.
Okay, we'll let you off. Don't do it
We
again.
got Middlesbrough on Wednesday. Predictions, please, very, very quickly, whilst I shut the show down. Predictions, keep them coming. Right. Great to be back, guys. What a great bit of banter we've had tonight. It was absolutely lovely. Just the tonic that I needed, to be honest with you.
Good fun. Good fun.
Yeah. And don't forget the show dedicated tonight to our good friend Tony Hemmings.
Get well soon, Tony.
The husband of the beautiful, wonderful lady, Tracy Hemmings, one of our own, one of our tenor ladies. Tony, come on, you pull through, mate, your blues. You'll get there, mate, you'll get there. Do you know why? Because you've got so many people behind you as well.
Okay. Give us your predictions, guys and girls.
I'm going to go Middlesbrough 1-1.
I think we'll win 2-0.
All right, okay.
2-0. Alan?
Well, I think we will continue our unbeaten run under the reign of the current monarch. And I'm going to go 1-0 Blues.
I'm Prime Minister, Alan.
Pardon?
I'm Prime Minister, in it as well.
Yeah, I'm Prime Minister.
Yeah, but don't forget, we were the only team to not win a game under the reign of 3 different popes.
Well, the only thing about the Prime Minister is that our unbeaten run, it probably lasts longer than she does.
Yes,
Not being funny, I don't trust her. I don't trust her at all.
No, don't trust us.
Well, she can't be any worse than her princess, surely.
Yes, she can.
Well, blimey. Anyway.
Your prediction, Paul?
1-0 Blues.
Okay, and Craig.
Yeah, I fancy 1-0 Blues as well.
Oh, bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by Borough Sports, hosted by the wonderful Chris Browne across there in Birmingham. Alan Watton down on the south coast. Paul Hipkiss, I don't know, somewhere in the depths of Ryder. Where do you actually live, Paul?
What?
Oh, you live in Solihull, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Solihull or Solihull?
I'm not far from Chris. I'm round the corner from Chris.
Are you no, Solihull or Solihull?
No, we're Solihull.
I don't even pronounce the H. I say Solihull.
Solihull. You know, if you say Solihull, you get out the bathtub and wee in the sink because you're that posh.
You certainly do.
My old mate Mark Adams from Coventry. God bless you, mate.
I'm not from Coventry. I live in Coventry.
And you're from Coventry. It's very simple, mate. It's not even mathematics, is it? It's simple. You're from Coventry.
No, you're live from Coventry. I say live from Coventry.
I have to be careful because if Becky here, she'll kill me when I say stuff like that. But no.
The thing is, what have they done? Have you run an extension league down from Solihull to Coventry because you got elected?
It is, I'm unplugging it.
Craig Courtney, good night. God bless you, my friend. Take care.
Good night, everyone. And I've got to say, Nick, I think the winner of Lyle Taylor Baby Show is the winner.
No, start again, mate.
It's the winner, Lyle Taylor Baby Sham. It has to be the winner.
Yeah. It's a brilliant one. Who did it?
If we're going to name and shame, then that was Ray Hobro.
Oh, Ray. I'll probably still owe £3 for a pint. They're probably going to look like
It's 10 years ago, isn't it?
Ladies and gents, Chris, congratulations on the birth of your beautiful granddaughter. Well done.
Thank you.
Absolutely over the moon for you. I'm sure everybody else is. Alan Watton, Paul Hipkiss, Mark Adams, Craig Courtney and myself. Good night. God bless you. Take care.
Till the end of the day. We're so happy